Hello my loves, this is Mystique and I welcome you to my digital sacred space. I hope you're happy, healthy and healing wherever you're watching from. So I did a reading called Channel Love Letter from Your Future Spouse, where I made the envelope boxes and I made some channel song cards, and everything was prepared by me, so it was all handmade by me. And you guys loved that reading so much and gave me so much love, which I'm so grateful for. And a lot of you have been requesting for a long time for me to do a similar reading where again I do make all of the elements myself and prepare all of the piles myself. So that is what I did today. And so this one is a similar theme, but we are going to be looking at any messages, any guidance, anything that your future spouse's higher self wants to communicate with you at this time that you watch this reading. Obviously this is a timeless reading, so you can watch it anytime, there's no issue. And so I've prepared 3 envelope boxes myself, and just like in that reading, I've put in a lot of elements inside these boxes, which we will be unveiling together and looking at together. And I did pick out all of the materials intuitively, so I did not choose the colors, and I mean I did of course, but I have to select the design and cut everything and all that. But apart from that, I didn't really I had a different theme in mind today, but it turned out a bit differently, so I'll tell you about that in your readings, like in your pile, how I did and how I channel messages. But let's get into it. So we have the first envelope box, this gorgeous pink and silver, which is one of my favorites. This is what it looks like. This is the back. This is the front. I hope it's focusing. Yeah, okay. So this is envelope box 1 or pile 1. I feel like a lot of new people might be drawn to pile number 1. I'm just feeling that new people here. This is pile 2, all blue. One of my favorite colors. It's showing up very blue in camera. I don't know why. It's not that blue, it's like a dark muted blue, but it's showing up brighter for some reason. And then this is the heart on it. It's gorgeous heart. This is one of my favorite hearts that I cut out. Then we have pile number 3 with a lavender purple sort of theme here, and this is what the pile looks like from the front and the back. So if you are drawn to all of the piles, you can watch all of the piles if you want, just for fun, just to see what's inside, because this time I changed everything inside, so there's nothing that's going to be similar. And I don't think I repeated any elements for that reading either. Like, everything was unique and everything was made specifically for each of the piles. But here as well I've done the same thing, so in case you're drawn to 2 piles or all piles, please communicate with your higher selves and what your pile, which pile is suited for you. You can watch all if you want. I'm just feeling that some of you might be drawn to all of the files. It's very rare. It's a small number of people, I think, but yeah, there could be messages from all of the piles for you, but it's up to you, of course. Like, you don't have to. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's up to you. I'll leave it to you. So yeah, let's begin with the prayer. You can pause the video here if you want to, if you need some more time to select your pile, select your envelope box. But I'm gonna go ahead with the prayer. You can stay with me throughout the prayer, or you can skip to your reading. It's completely up to you. I do this prayer before every reading as a token of gratitude for you and for your higher selves, because there's a lot of divine entities that come through when I'm channeling. So this is like a thank you and a request for me to channel accurately for you. So, dear spirit guides, I would like to start this prayer with a protection. I ask for this reading to be protected from any harmful, negative, malicious, deceptive energies or entities. Please protect my pile number 1, 2, and 3 from any negative influences, entities, energies that are trying to affect them, and it is not in their highest good. I ask for this space to be cleansed. I ask for this space to be cleansed so that I can call in pile number 1, 2, and 3's spirit guides, future spouses, and their higher selves. I create a safe space in my heart and in this room for my higher self and my spirit guides, for pile number 1, 2, and 3 spirit guides and higher self, and their future spouses, spirit guides, and higher self. My intention for this reading is to contain all of this energy and to channel and communicate it properly to the viewer so that they can get all of the information and all of the messages that they need to hear right now from you or from your future spouse. I want to give thanks to every single person who has stumbled on this reading, who has stumbled on my channel, who has even watched 1 minute of my reading. Please send my gratitude and love to all of them. I ask for the energy of love and peace to be sent to all of those people that don't resonate with my readings or don't like my readings and have negative feedback to give. I ask for them to be cleansed. I ask for them to be protected and to be guided towards the right direction. And with that being said, I begin today's readings. I ask for all of the piles and all of the elements to be blessed. I ask for pile number 1, 2, and 3 to be blessed. I hope this reading comforts them, guides them. If they are looking for any answers, I hope it helps them arrive to the answer that they are looking for. I hope this reading serves as a confirmation that their soulmate is out there and that they are not alone, that they have a family here on this channel as well. I bow my head in gratitude to all the spirit guides, angels, light beings that are here that will guide me through the reading. I thank you for calming my heart and calming any anxiety that I or the viewer might suffer from occasionally. I thank you, dear Spirit, for allowing me this honor to channel and to be a medium in this life. I thank you for all of your blessings, pile number 1, 2, and 3. I love you so much and I'm sending you so much light. I hope you stay with me throughout this journey. If not, I thank you for stopping by. I ask for all those that might be suffering from any anxiety or depression, that they find the will to live, that they find peace, they find what they need. I hope you know, dear viewer, that you deserve to live the life of your dreams. You deserve to live the life that you want, and you deserve to have everything you want. I don't know why Spirit is asking me to say this, but somebody who's watching needs to hear that. So they're asking me to tell you that you deserve to live the life of your dreams. So don't give up. You don't have to fight or put in a lot of effort. Rest if that is what you need. Rest. May this reading be a calming experience, a calming artistic meditative experience for you. But please remember that you are loved, you are not alone, and you are deserving and worthy of living the life of your dreams. Alright? Alright, my dear soul family, I think I will see you at your reading. This is all I have to say. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys so much, and I will see you at your reading. Bye. Hello, my loves. If you chose this envelope with the pink heart and silver envelope, this will be your reading. Let's get into it. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of new energy here. So maybe you guys are here for the first time. Hello, this is Mystique, and I am an intuitive artist and a medium, and I basically like to merge spirituality with art. And I have my own method of divination, which is using art, specifically watercolors and water, since water is one of the sacred elements in this physical reality. So what I'm going to do for you is first channel any messages that want to come through from your future spouse using watercolors. And anything they want to say, anything I'm seeing, I'm going to say it. Whatever I see in the water, I'll say it. So actually I had prepared 2 hearts. I actually prepared 4 hearts. So I made these envelope boxes myself, right? And I actually cut out 4 hearts, but I was only going to do 3 piles. But then I was like, okay, whatever I feel intuitively called to, that is the heart I will choose. And I was actually originally going to put this blue heart. It's looking very blue on camera, but it's not that blue in real life. It's a bit darker and muted. Maybe it's because of the glitter particles that the blue is coming through a lot. But yeah, this is the blue heart that I was going to put on this. But I had this paper, this one, pink colored, for quite a while, and it was literally like size of like a size of this book, okay? And this was that much was the only bit left. For the rest of the papers I had like 2-3, and I had a full like 1 meter paper, and then I cut it out, and that's how I made the boxes. But for this one I was just called to that piece of paper, which is this pink colored paper right here. And even in the end, Spirit was like, don't use this one, use this one. And I thought, oh wow, how unique, because right now the very first color that immediately when I opened the palette for you guys, I'm sorry it's dirty, but I'm an artist, I don't like to wash my palettes. I was immediately drawn to this color right here, which is indigo. I usually keep a blob of this in my palette because this is one of my favorite colors. And I thought, okay, so there seems to be some kind of connection with the blue and pink specifically. Maybe you guys are like that. Like, I don't know why I heard Barbie and Ken. Have you guys been to watch the new Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling Barbie movie? I was thinking of going, but I haven't gotten the chance to go yet. I've just been very busy. Yeah, the blue and pink always reminds me, especially this kind of pink specifically. This is one of my favorite shades of pink. I love it very much. It always reminds me that like the feminine and masculine for some reason. Not that colors can be feminine or masculine, but it just reminds me of like a perfect balance. And everybody has their own favorite combinations of colors, and somebody might like the combination of black and white, or like a denim blue with white, or a red with white. And for me, I was very drawn to pink and blues, specifically these kind of pink and blues. So I don't know, maybe this is my pile, maybe I'll watch in the future, but I feel like you guys might have a very similar energy to me. And what I'm feeling from this is that your future spouse is going to be very romantic, or express their love in extremely romantic ways, like to the point that you might cringe even, and you'll be like, oh my god, like there she goes again, there he goes again, expressing their love to me. But it's like a cutely, you're not actually annoyed, it's just that you show that on the outside, or you might like to like not show that you are flattered or that you're impressed. Yeah, it's a very sweet energy. For some reason, Spirit is showing me a dragon. Are you guys watching from China? Like, I'm being shown those dragon motifs in Japanese art and Chinese art. They have those robes and kimonos, as they call it, where they have specific lotus motifs and dragon motifs. I'm being shown that. Wow, how beautiful. Or your future spouse could be Asian. It's just something I'm picking up. Like, I'm being asked not to touch it again, not to touch the painting. So I'm going to show you what it looks like after it's dry, but I'm going to put the palette aside now and start with opening the box and seeing what's there. But this is what we have here. This is your painting. Maybe your future spouse was born in the dragon year, or they could be like, in Chinese astrology, they don't have zodiac signs, they actually have like animal. I'm not well versed with it, but I do know that there's animal years. Like, they will have certain animals that specify certain traits. So there's snake, there's rooster, there's ox, and yeah, many more. So yeah, your future spouse could be like a fiery Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, very dramatic. They like to express their love and they are not ashamed of it. So I feel like even publicly, like they are going to be proud and they are going to proudly say that, oh, like, you know, he is mine, she is mine. Not in a disgusting, like, possessive way, but in a way that makes you feel safe and makes you feel wanted and desired and handsome and beautiful. Like they are the type of person to make somebody feel loved just by being in their presence, like just by being in their presence. That's what I'm getting. So I was trying to get your deck. I've actually picked out separate decks for all of the piles. So you guys got this deck called the Good Tarot. So let's get your cards and let's get messages from your future spouse, from the higher self of your future spouse, please. Okay. This wants to come out. Okay. Alright, let's get this one as well. So we have patience. Okay. Maybe you guys are being impatient. The higher self of your future spouse is coming through like patience. Like your future spouse is working on themselves. They are working on themselves. I'm being shown the 8 of Pentacles card, which is usually, you know, talking about a person that's working really hard and they're trying to achieve their goals. They're trying to make a living. They're working really hard with the time here. Look at that. She has a clock over there. So I feel like you might be getting impatient. Not all of you. I don't feel like all of you are impatient. I feel like some of you are like okay with waiting because you know that divine timing is always on time and it never misses. So I feel like a lot of you are actually patient. But for some of you, this is a message to have some patience and just wait for your future spouse in the 3D. Like I don't feel like I feel like the higher self of your future spouse is already connected to you and to your higher self, but in the 3D, because you guys have not met, because you guys don't know each other yet, I feel like there could be some distance, or maybe there is some kind of energy here where it's like, I don't know where they are, when are they coming, I hope they come fast, do I even have a soulmate, do I even have a future spouse? And this card is answering your questions. Yes, you do, for sure, you do, but you do need to have some patience first. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Wow. So with the 9 of Pentacles here, is if you are a woman watching this and your future spouse is a man, like you are into men, then I feel like this is a card from Spirit that is calling you to love yourself and focus on yourself and focus on your financial abundance. Something about focusing on your financial abundance. That's a message that your spirit wants to give to you. I feel like this message specifically about focusing on your financial abundance is coming from both your higher self as well as your future spouse's higher self. I feel like you guys are going to do something together in the future, building something together, like growing something together. It could be a family, or maybe it's like a business. I don't know what it is, but you guys are doing something together which will need finances, which will need funding. And they are asking you to kind of they're not asking you to like spend less or something like that, but they are just asking like take care of your financial abundance and make sure that you are investing it or spending it wisely, and focus on yourself as well. The more you love yourself, the more abundance will be attracted to you. So you don't actually have to worry about saving and all that. You can just manifest like more. But at the same time, there's this feeling of like I just, for some of you, you guys might travel a lot together, so obviously that will require money. So they might be like, okay, get your documents done, see that you're well prepared, that there's no issues with like your passport or your visa. Obviously you can't apply for a visa right now because you've maybe most of you have not met your future spouse yet, so you don't know where you will be traveling. But I'm feeling that you can at least like keep your passports ready and have it done, have that documentation done. So some kind of preparation for the future, because your future spouse is definitely coming. But I'm not, you know what, I'm not picking up so much any energy or messages specifically from the 3D future spouse, like the person you're actually going to marry. I'm picking up a lot from their higher self. I feel like I don't know if this topic is popular in the tarot community, but or if any other readers have done this topic specifically, but it's like their higher self wants to communicate so much that there's almost like a jittery energy, and I'm talking so fast. So if I'm talking too fast, please like slow down the speed, but there's just a lot coming through. It's like their higher self wanted to communicate so much to you, but there was no way to do that. And now that you've stumbled on this reading, they're just like, tell them this, tell them this, tell them this so fast. So we have the Page of Fire. Beautiful. I'm going to keep it here. Yeah, I feel like this is the energy that your future spouse is in. Page of Wands usually is the Page of Fire. This is such a beautiful card too. Okay, I feel like you guys want to see it, so here it is. You see how there's a moon in the back, and she's ready to go somewhere. And again with the Japanese fan. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe some of you are watching from Japan, from South Korea, from China. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe your future spouse is from there. There is some kind of connection to East Asia and East Asian countries. Some kind of connection there. Maybe you guys will know, like maybe you guys watch K-dramas, like Korean dramas, Chinese dramas. Something to do with over there. We have the King of... Oh my god. You guys... I was going to say that your future spouse is going from Page to the King, but like I was like, talking so much and I could not say it. It's like there are 2-3 voices, coming through, but I can only speak one of them, So you can only hear one, but I'm getting like 2-3. So it's hard for me to communicate. And then the other voice was like, tell them that their future spouse is on their way to become a king. And this came out. Oh my god. I just thought of this right now. Like I heard it from I think it was one of your spirit guides that communicated that. And I said, your future spouse is on their way to become king from Page. And I feel like it doesn't matter the gender. It could be a female, it could be a male. But basically, when I say they are on their way to become a king, it's that they are on their way to become financially independent, not depending on anybody. They are on their way to become a leader of their own life. They are on their way to become somebody who loves themselves. I feel like your future spouse is in the process of loving themselves, how to treat people well, how to love people well. I feel like your future spouse is still in the process of learning that. And we have the 3 of Fire, which is the 3 of Wands. Yeah, you guys are definitely traveling in the future. It's like your future spouse is coming through to say, and yet the higher self of your future spouse is coming through to say, like, you guys will be traveling together a lot. So if that is a dream that you have, like, it's something that you want to do with your future spouse, travel to different places. And I'm seeing you guys eat different cuisines and, like, stop at different restaurants and eat, like, food. That's what I'm seeing. Because some people travel for the beauty, like they like the natural beauty. They like to see the mountains, so they'll go specifically to those places where there are beautiful mountains or beautiful lakes. It's different for everybody. And I feel like for you guys, it could be food. I'm also getting a little bit of Cancer energy. Maybe you are a Cancer or your future spouse is a Cancer. Cancer is such a beautiful energy. I love my Cancer people. They form such deep bonds with you, and they are like just so sweet inside and so kind, genuine empathy, genuine kindness. And yeah, I love my Cancer people. So if you are a Cancer, I do love you. Doesn't matter if you're not, I do still love you, but Cancers, have a sweet spot for me. And your future spouse also seems to have a sweet spot for you. I feel like they will want to create a family with you, but it's like first they want to enjoy life with you. And what's happened? Oh my gosh, we have the Fool. Yeah, so many confirmations with the traveling, because the Fool in the card, obviously, as you can see here, it's denoted by 0 because it's the first card in the deck. And it represents a new cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. So I feel like when you meet your future spouse, it's going to be a beginning of a whole new chapter that you do not expect. And I feel like the reason why you stumbled on this reading today is like the higher self of your future spouse wanting to communicate with you. Listen up, pile number 1. You are going to be traveling, you're going to be financially abundant. Doesn't matter if you're not in a good place right now, maybe you don't have the money right now. Doesn't matter, because this is a future energy that we are reading for, right? And these are like messages from your future spouse, messages from the higher self of your future spouse. So that is what we are looking at here. So let's now look at what's happening inside and what was there inside. So you guys got this beautiful pink colored heart, and like I mentioned, I was actually going to pick up the blue heart for you guys and not the pink heart, but in the end Spirit was like, no, pick the pink one, not the blue. And immediately I was when I was cutting this heart, I was like, wow, this pile is going to be so romantic, because I was picking up on the energy. And I've always said this in my readings. If you're new, you might not know, but I do not pick the colors and like the aesthetics myself. I always ask Spirit and what the energy of the pile is going to be like, and that is how I paint, that is how I prepare these piles. Like, that's how I choose the colors and everything. Of course, I'm choosing like the design and cutting and like what shape is going to be and everything, like the measurements and stuff, but I don't actually select the paper, because I have so many scrapbook papers and stickers and everything in my house, because I love to DIY things and like make things specifically with paper. So there's a lot of stuff in my house and a lot of papers in my house, but I always ask Spirit and they always guide me to specific kinds of papers with specific colors and textures. And for you, I got this pink colored paper. Like I mentioned, that there was only one piece left, okay? Like, I don't have much, like maybe the size of this card. That's how much I have now left. But I immediately, what I got was that yeah, this pile is so romantic, so romantic. I feel like your future spouse is going to be wrapped around your finger. I'm hearing that song by Selena Gomez, wrapped around my finger like a ring, ring, ring. They just like puppets on a string. Oh, maybe you or your future spouse is like a heartbreaker. That's just what I'm picking up. I don't feel like all of you are aware of it. I don't feel like all of you are aware of like being a heartbreaker. Maybe a lot of people have a crush on you. A lot of people have a crush on your future spouse. But yeah, you guys don't care, because you guys just have eyes for each other. So let's see what's inside. So we have all these beautiful cards and stickers. When I was picking up these messages, and I also mentioned this, I would also like to mention that I didn't pick this, like whatever I put inside these boxes, I do not pick it myself. I always ask the energy, I always ask your spirit guides, and that is what I put inside the boxes. So everything that's going to come out is specifically for you. It's specifically from the higher self of your future spouse. All right. And I've never gotten this, but I have some cutouts of Van Gogh's Starry Night, because I love those paintings so much. Like, being an artist myself, he's one of my favorite painters. And I was so surprised when this came out. Like, I was not actually expecting. I'm being shown like the man on the broom here. I don't think that's there in the original Starry Night, but I'm just being taken to Harry Potter. Maybe you guys both will be some Harry Potter fans, or you guys will have something in common that's going to like immediately connect you together, like a favorite anime or a favorite film or a favorite book, and it's like, oh my god, wait, you know about that book? And then you'll be like, yeah, of course I know, like it's only the best book ever written. And I feel like you guys are going to talk a lot, and that's how there's a lot of comfort here. Like, the communication begins with you guys having something in common, and I feel like you both are on your way to develop a deep bond together very quickly. Like, you guys will find out that, oh, we're actually quite similar and we're not actually that different. So yeah, the next thing I'm picking up is, I wish to show you the darkness you are so afraid of. This was also another interesting message that came out, because I was like, wait, what does this even mean? But I feel like maybe you have like a opposite energy. So maybe one of you is like a good girl and a bad boy kind of thing, or like a bad girl and a good boy kind of thing, or a good girl and good boy, or like any combinations, like bad boy, good boy, like whatever combination you want to take. I don't focus on gender. I always say this, I only focus on energy. But there seems to be like an opposite energy, like one being like very structured, almost like virginal, very following rules, and then the other is wild, like fire, here. So one of you is like a fire person, and then the other is like more grounded, more emotional and sensitive. But inside the fire person, obviously they need that groundedness. They are also sensitive. They need somebody that understands them. And for you need that fire. Yeah? Like, you need to learn to believe in yourself, learn to love yourself, because you've really got what it takes to have the life of your dreams, and you've really got what it takes to be successful. And that's also something that the higher self of your future spouse wants to communicate with you, not just me. But yeah, we both want to tell you that you are amazing and you can do it. And whatever it is, like whatever being, whatever you want to accomplish in your life, and your future spouse is going to motivate you in the 3D, but it's like your higher self is already your cheerleader. Your future spouse's higher self is already your cheerleader. They are already here for you. They are already rooting for you. They are like, I'm watching pile number 1, and they are just on the sidelines clapping for you. Like, I know they are going to win. They believe in you so much. Like, I wish you could feel the energy of how much faith and belief they have in you. So there seems to be some kind of like an opposite energy, but it's in the best way. I'm not saying opposite in a way that you guys are going to get in a conflict or something. It's in a good way. So next we have their love languages, which is going to be acts of service. Maybe this is your love language or their love language. You can read. I'm not going to read this right now, because otherwise the reading is going to be way too long. Then we have chaos here. Actually, I'm going to put that inside the heart. Then we have a Taylor Swift lyric. Hell was the journey, but it brought me heaven. Wow. What song was this? Hell was a journey, but it brought me. I don't know the name. And we have this small paper. I know we will be together forever. Your future spouse is very, very romantic inside. They are super romantic inside. 2 hearts, 1 lives, 1 love. We are better together. Okay, so here's a message that I got for you guys. Like, some of you may be coming from a family that didn't love you a lot, or like maybe the authority figures around you were not very loving or kind, something like that. Like, that's what I'm picking up. Um, because the word chaos always reminds me like of a dysfunctional toxic group. This could be just like a group of friends that you had that didn't cheer for you. This could be people that didn't like you as a child or in your adolescence. But with your future spouse, this is going to be an opposite energy. I don't know why, but the higher self of your future spouse, they are asking me to emphasize on this, that the new group of people that is coming in for you is not going to be toxic. They are not going to bring chaos into your life. They are going to bring a lot of peace and happiness into your life. And at first it's going to feel daunting, it's going to feel scary, because again, like, if your future spouse is the person who is the fire person, then they are going to just be like all over the place. Oh my god, did you try this? Like, let's do this. Like, even I'm feeling like very high energy. When I started to do this reading, I was like, wait a second, why am I feeling like this? Like, okay, so I get it. It was your pile and it was your future spouse. Yeah, I'm feeling that they are going to, and it's going to feel like it's chaos, but it's not. Like, with your future spouse, you'll be able to tell the difference, that it's not. And I feel like you might not see them as a match. Some of you might not see them as a match because they're too fiery or they're not grounded enough. Maybe you're into like that serious type of people that are very quiet and, like, don't say much, very mysterious. But then your future spouse is the complete opposite. Like, she is very expressive, or he is somebody who will encourage you to try new things and push you forward, and that's what I'm seeing. But here we are better together, and I feel like this is something that the higher self and your future spouse both want to say to you, is that we are together forever. So we have, I'm so glad you are the father of my children, because I need a break. I'll be in the bed, in the tub. Okay, cool. You wrap your name tight around my ribs and keep me warm. I was born for you. Wow, what did I say about your future spouse being like a die-hard romantic? And this is actually one of the poems that I have a lot of like poems that I print out that I love, and then sometimes what I'll do is I'll cut it up and keep it, and when I'm doing a reading, I usually pick them out intuitively, obviously, whatever comes out for you. And for you, I actually got this. So you wrap your name tight around my ribs, and now you see how my voice changed in this part of the reading. I feel like your future spouse has this energy inside them, like this calm passion that I feel like you won't see in the early stages. I feel like you're going to see the more exciting, like the more, let's try this, let's do that loud energy. And I feel like you're going to settle into the calm energy and the calm energy of their passion. Like, their passion is like a liquid silver or liquid gold kind of thing, where it kind of, it's like a tension that builds and builds and builds and builds. And they one day realize that they're actually in love with you, and that they want to be with you, and that they cannot live without you. And with the hell was the journey, but it brought me heaven. I feel like your future spouse or you have been through a lot in your life, and I feel like your future spouse might be one of those people that have not lost their kindness, not lost their spark. They are still a beautiful person inside. Like, they didn't let the world make them bitter, make them rude, make them mean. Like, they still have so much love, and that is why I feel like this pink heart was so important, and spirit was adamant on making me pick the pink heart and not the blue one, because they were like, no, their heart is not cold. Their heart is actually very warm and romantic, even for you and for the world as well. But I just feel like, yeah, you guys, and I feel like it's a bit of like they are mirroring your energy. Like you guys are mirroring each other's energy, and that is why we have two hearts, two lives, one love. Like I'm being shown a heartbeat, and it's like your hearts are in sync. Your hearts are completely in sync with each other. So we have two more messages, and then we will see some zodiac signs. We have, since our wedding day, our love has grown. Wow, I never knew I could love someone this much, which is good because you drive me positively insane. Yeah, exactly. I feel like this is your energy and this is them saying it. This is your future spouse and this is you. So I'm going to keep this here, and I'll keep this here. You guys can take like a picture of the spread if you like, but let me pick out your zodiac signs. And you also have like this random paper cutout that wanted to be included here. You have whatever. So whatever. I feel like your future spouse has this kind of energy where they're like, oh, they don't like me. Whatever. But I feel like it's in a good way. It's not in a bad way. So for your future spouse signs and energy, we have Aquarius, we have Sagittarius, beautiful. We have Pisces, and we have the beautiful Capricorn. So this was all of the, I think this was all of the elements. I did cut these out and make all of this myself, so I hope you liked it, and I hope I was able to channel all of the messages. And yeah, your future spouse is definitely on their way to be a king, so do not worry. Like they are coming towards you and they are going to be with you soon. You might need just a little bit of patience. Just a little bit of patience. And in the meantime, the higher self of your future spouse is asking you to focus on yourself, because life is going to take like a 360-degree turn in the best way possible when you do meet your future spouse in the 3D. So that is what they wanted to communicate with you. I hope I was able to give you all of the information and messages that you needed. Again, with the signs here, this could be the sign of your future spouse, or maybe this is the energy, maybe this is your energy. Please don't focus too much on the sign themselves. Like they don't matter so much. It's the energy that matters. So yeah, this was it for your reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by reaching out to me via my email ID, which is mystiquetarot28@gmail.com. I'll leave that in the description. If you guys want to book a personal reading with me, since I am taking bookings, or if you want to purchase any of the limited edition readings, some of them are still available, so you can purchase that as well. I want to say thank you for stopping by, and I hope you liked the style of reading. If you guys have any topic suggestions, any readings, topics, questions that you would like me to do a reading on for you, for the collective, let me know. I'm so happy to do tarot readings. I really enjoy, especially bringing like this creative touch to it. I feel like it adds a lot of personalization for you as well as for me as the reader. And yeah, one more thing I forgot to mention, because I think my brain was just like that. But anyway, one more thing I forgot to mention was that think of this envelope and everything that came inside, like came out of it, as a direct message from the higher self of your future spouse and your future spouse, because that's what it is. And I don't know if I said that, if I mentioned that, but they're asking me to mention it because I think I forgot. So in case you didn't hear it, then yeah, this is I'll take off my hands just in case you want to take a screenshot or anything like that, and remember that this is what they wanted to communicate with you. This is what the higher self of your future spouse wanted to communicate with you. I'd like to take the time to thank you, all of the cards, every single element that I used today to channel. Thank you so much for this beautiful painting. I'll show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like a dragon. Watercolor textures are always so beautiful. I find them so intriguing and beautiful. And this was it for your reading, my loves, my pile number 1. I hope I will see you soon in my next reading, or if not, I thank you so much for being here. And yeah, thank you again. I will take your leave now. Bye. Hello my loves, if you picked pile number 2, you chose this extremely beautiful blue envelope. Now it is not that blue in real life, but I feel like on camera it's showing up as very like a bright blue almost. But it's more like a muted Prussian blue. It's not so much like a blue. But anyway, I feel like maybe some of you like the color blue, because I did pick out like the heart was blue, and then this envelope was blue. I actually prepared another envelope, but then that got ruined. This is what it looked like. So I actually selected this paper and I didn't like how it turned out, and so I threw it away. I mean, it's there on the side. I didn't, but yeah, this was like the paper texture that I was going for, and this is how I folded it. So this was the paper texture that I wanted, but unfortunately this paper got ruined because I felt like I messed something up and then it was not right. So I made another one, and then this was the envelope that I made for you, and I'm going to open it and show you. I'll talk about that more. Let's start with the watercolor. So what I'm first picking up is this color right here, which is called manganese blue. I'm feeling that some of you could be new here, and like most of you are my soul family, so you're familiar with my watercolor readings. But for those of you that are unfamiliar with my watercolor readings, I am an artist. I'm an intuitive artist, so I like to channel messages from paintings and from watercolors specifically. So that is what I'm doing here today. I'm going to paint something and channel for you at the same time, like anything that anything that the higher self of your future spouse wants to communicate with you. Pile number 2, do you feel like things go wrong in your life before they go right? Or things have to like take the turn for the worst possible things before anything good happens to you? I don't know why I'm picking up like that kind of energy here, but that's what I'm picking up. Pile number 2, this is like your spirit guides and of course the higher self of your future spouse also coming through, but they're asking me to tell you that like whatever the reason is why you feel like this, that you are, you'll never make it, or you feel like you're unworthy, or you feel like you can't do it or something like that, this is all because there was some kind of toxic influence in your life and you didn't realize it until it was too late. Some of you don't know that, like, who this toxic influence is yet, but I feel like some of you might be well on your healing journey from this person and you're not speaking to this person anymore, and I feel like you're on your way to heal, but some of you don't know. So they're saying that you are not at fault here. This is something that the higher self of your future spouse wants to say. I don't know what this is in regarding specifically, but they're saying that you are not at fault. I don't know what that means, but they're saying, maybe like some of you who will resonate with this message, you'll know exactly what that means, but they're saying you are not at fault. That's it. I feel like this is it for your painting. Again, I'm getting the same message that the reason why you blame yourself so much, you might be sitting there and thinking, oh, I messed this up, I didn't do this right, I didn't do that right. Is somebody making you feel guilty? Is somebody making you feel like you're a failure or that you cannot do anything correctly? For some of you, this could be like a toxic boss that's making you work extra hours, or this could be a person from your workplace that is taking credit for your work. And like there's some kind of toxic person that is trying to like leech off of your energy, and your future spouse's higher self is coming through, and your higher self as well, and your spirit guides, like all of them are here strongly, and they're asking me to tell you to, stand up for yourself, take measures to protect yourself, like don't let this person walk all over you. All right, pile number 1, you're not going to let this person walk all over you. Show them that you are victorious and that you will not budge and that you will win. I don't know why, but I'm seeing like an eagle, like I'm seeing a person who's celebrating right here in this figure right here. Obviously, paintings are subjective, so you might not see it the same way. Your spirit guides show me things specifically, like specific images or specific shapes, so that I can channel for you. I don't do these paintings. I don't do these paintings by myself or for myself, so I'm always painting intuitively. So I'm gonna leave this to the side for now, and I'll show you what it looks like after it's dry. I'm going to leave that here for now, and let's get into your deck. So for you, I have the Star Seed Oracle deck. Let's see what messages your future spouse has for you. What messages does your future spouse have for you? Does the higher self of your future spouse, the higher self of your future spouse. No. Okay. Okay, so we do have 5 cards. I thought there were only 4. These 2 seem like the main cards, and then these cards. So let's get into the messages from the higher self. Wow. Oh my gosh, the courageous peony. The very first card you have is the courageous peony. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. This message is pretty much like direct and what I was saying, because I was saying that you need to stand up for yourself, and that you need to not let people walk all over you, or not let this person think that they can get away with doing whatever they want to you, because you are not some helpless person. I'm so sorry, pile number 2, your video got cut off there again. I just get a feeling like things just keep like taking like a, like, I don't want to say negative, but because I did select like a different cardstock for you, and this is one of my favorite cardstocks, and that is what I had selected for you, but you saw like the envelope was completely ruined, and then I had to pick another color, and your reading keeps stopping in between. So I feel like there might be a lot of obstacles you face, like you run into a lot of problems that make you feel like you're back to square one, and that you need to start again from the beginning to go somewhere or to get to your destination. And that I'm also feeling that you feel like it's a bit unfair, and I do agree with you. It is unfair, and you shouldn't have to feel so much pain and go through so much just to get anything basic. But I feel like the higher self of your future spouse wants you to know that you are courageous enough to face these challenges, that you are literally a courageous peony. So, and a peony is a flower, right? So they're saying that you've got what it takes to go through whatever it is that you want to go through. And please remember that you are always multifaceted, you are always multidimensional. Maybe different obstacles require like different kind of gifts from you to be harnessed, like different kinds of energies. Maybe in one situation you can deal with it calmly, but the other situation requires you to be more assertive, requires you to be commanding or demanding in a way. And like allow yourself to shift and adapt to the tide of life. We have lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. Yeah, I'm feeling that because there's a lot of like obstacles, I feel like maybe right now, because of your own negative energy, maybe unintentionally or unconsciously, your negative thoughts or your negative vibration is attracting more negative circumstances and negative vibration into your life. And it's almost like the higher self of your future spouse is calling you to lift the veil and to see that right now your thoughts could be causing this, instead of like things happening to you, and question it. If it is not in alignment with you, it has to go. Like, is it giving your soul peace? Is it making you feel good? Is it making you feel happy? Is it making you feel safe? Is it making you feel protected? These are some of the questions that you can ask yourself in regards to any decision that you want to make. Is it self-loving for you to make that decision, for you to eat that food, for you to do certain thing, for you to take that job or not take that job? So it's like the way to get out of these negative patterns and like stop hitting like a dead end every time you try to go somewhere, is to lift the veil and to kind of zoom out and have a zoomed out perspective, and to see things from a zoomed out perspective and see where you're going and what you're doing and how it's affecting your life. Your reading stopped again. I don't know what is happening, pile number 2. But your reading automatically keeps stopping in the middle of me speaking. We have a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Now, if you have some kind of a dream, or if you have like some kind of a vision or some kind of a goal for yourself, I feel like it's going to happen with this card coming out for sure. Now, for some of you, I'm feeling that this could just be like your future spouses, like having love in your life or a family. Like, it's something simple like that. But it's going to happen for you. You are also part of the new earth. You are part of the new earth. You are part of the star seeds. You're part of like the newer collective that has come in to shift Earth's consciousness to shift in and bring new perspective and new insights and new wisdom. I feel like you are also a part of that. You could be having a lot of Lilith energy. Like I picked up that you guys have gone through a lot of trauma. There's some kind of cold energy for some of you. So some of you will resonate with that message, some of you will not resonate that message. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But I just feel like even if you didn't go through trauma, you don't necessarily have to go through that. But I'm just feeling like a certain stagnant energy, like you feeling like you want to go somewhere. You definitely have the drive to want to go towards your goals. You do want to take that road and go, but it's almost like I can't do that because that road is less traveled. And that poem by Robert Frost, The Road Less Traveled, Take the Road Less Traveled. With the Forge Don't Follow coming out here, which is your last card for today, I feel like your future spouse's higher self and your higher self both want to communicate with you that you are unique, right? So you have something like your path is a unique path. And it is not a path that has been forged by anybody before you. Like you are here to shift a whole timeline. So let's say that you're coming in a family that has a certain pattern, right? Like there could be like a pattern of poverty that is being repeated throughout generations, and maybe like even you didn't have enough to eat, and then you come here and it's like, okay, wait, this is what I need to learn, this is what I need to do, and boom, like you gather so much wealth. You gather so much wealth that it's enough for 7 generations after you. And so you've shifted that wound of your family line, right? Like you're here to shift something major. And that is why it feels like you keep running into obstacles, because you're here to shift something major. So that is the kind of zoomed out perspective that your higher self and your future spouse's higher self both want to give you. Like you see how your painting turned out as well. It's like, I did say that this, to me, it looked like an eagle or something. It might look different to you. But you see how like this figure right here is on top of this globe and this circular structure here. So I feel like for you, you need to look at things from a higher perspective when you run into some kind of a problem or some kind of an issue. Try to look at things from a zoomed out perspective instead of getting entangled in it, instead of getting negative about it or positive about it. Like try to take a zoomed out perspective and almost like watch it happen, and watch yourself and watch your own actions and like your own interactions with different people. And that will give you a lot of insight about yourself and what you need to do. So let's get into my favorite part. Now, I did pick out this heart, and I actually did cut 4 hearts for today's 3 piles. I knew there were going to be 3 piles, but I did cut out 4 hearts, and your heart is one of my favorite. I mentioned that in the I think in the intro I mentioned it, but it's looking very, very blue. It's not that blue in real life, but you see like this paper, I don't know, I bought this such a long time ago. I think it's been like over 8 months, and this is so beautiful. Like this paper is one of my favorite papers, and they don't sell this anymore. Like the manufacturer has stopped manufacturing, and my heart just broke. I was like, why? I need to purchase it because it's one of my favorite hearts. And I did cut out like an extra heart just in case I needed it. This was the blue heart that I cut out, which was an extra, but I don't feel like this is like for you, so I'm going to put this aside right there. So let's look at what's inside your envelope box. Pile number 2, you have from this day forward. I feel like the higher self of your future spouse wants to marry you and wants to kind of meet you quickly, meet you in the 3D. I feel like they are the ones that are getting impatient. I feel like they really, really want to see you. They really want to know who you are, and they're trying to get access to you. Maybe they are spiritual in some way, because I'm picking up a little bit of a Pisces energy here. Maybe they are unconsciously or unintentionally connecting to your energy or your spirit guides energy. But I'm picking up that both of you have very high empathy, and because of that you guys don't have problems connecting with each other. It is just that you guys have not met yet and they are getting impatient. So everything that's going to come out of this box is a direct message from your future spouse's higher self, and that is what I had in mind. That was my intention when I created, like when I put everything, I asked them, and that's how I created all of the envelope boxes, and that's how I made everything. You can create the life you want. Okay, I don't know why I read that as you. What if I told you I'm a mastermind? Now this is a Taylor Swift lyric from her song called Mastermind, where she's basically talking about how women couldn't express their love or couldn't approach men, and so they basically like plot the whole thing. They will throw their handkerchiefs and then the man will catch it, and that's how they started to talk. And she's basically talking about that, like, I had my eyes set on you before you did, but the tables actually turn in the last verse where she says, okay, but you knew it this whole time. You knew that I was a mastermind. So it's like you might approach your future spouse and you think that, okay, you are, like you set this whole thing up, and maybe you get like your friends to introduce both of you, and it's like, I knew that that's what you were doing. Like, that's the kind of energy. And your higher self is your future spouse's higher self is kind of like laughing and happy at you guys, like watching you two interact with each other, like the dynamic between the two of you. They're like, oh yeah, like a very cute kind of energy here. Then I had this come out, which is love. There's going to be a lot of love in your relationship. I'm sensing such a deep bond. Like, I'm being literally shown the ocean with the heart blue here, with this blue and this blue here. The blue seems to be a significant color somehow for a lot of you that chose pile number 2. So maybe blue is your favorite color, or you feel very drawn to blue. Something about blue. And then we have, you may kiss the bride. So I'm going to put that here. And we have, and two shall become one. Now I've mentioned this in my readings before, but I pick these like messages and everything intuitively, so I do not pick this myself. And both of these messages are indicating marriage, indicating a wedding ceremony. So I feel like your future spouse sees your wedding ceremony, and you see how here also we have lots of like, you got lots of paper cutouts that indicated marriage or indicated wedding, your future spouses and yours. So I feel like this, like, it's going to be a day that's going to change your life. Like, there's going to be some new energy that comes in. Like, the wedding day is going to bring in some kind of new energy back into your life, and you need it very much. Like, of course it's really good energy, but like something is coming back into your life that you needed. If as a child you didn't receive love, if as a child you didn't receive the validation that you always wanted, or the praise that you very well deserved, you didn't get credit for who you were, it's coming back. It's coming back around. I'm hearing that song. Like, what is that? I keep my side of the streets in karma. A love to last a lifetime. So beautiful. I think you've got like one of the most beautiful cutouts. Of course, like, I love all of the piles, but yeah. Once upon a time, the planets and the fates and all the stars align. Again, this is the same lyric from the Mastermind. That seemed like an important song for you guys. So maybe you guys might want to go and check the song out. It's called Mastermind by Taylor Swift. You make me so happy. What you do when you do the dishes. So maybe one of you is going to be more of a homebody. Again, you have I do. Oh my gosh, like literally you have I do. I'm going to put this here just because this one is talking about your wedding day, like from this day forward, I do. And then we have this little, I want to grow old with you and live happily ever after. I feel like when you guys meet in the 3D, your future spouse is immediately going to realize that they want to marry you and they want to be with you. And they are going to, like, they are not going to waste any time, and they are just going to come towards you. They are just going to take the time to know you, and they will immediately realize that you are the person they want to spend the rest of their life with. And I feel like your future spouse's higher self is kind of like having fun watching all this happen, watching like both of your interactions happen and everything. Because I feel like it's fun for both of your higher selves to watch you in the 3D. Not all who wander are lost. I'm getting this sense like your future spouse's higher self indicating to you to take a new path in some way. There seems to be a reference to that. I don't know what that means. Maybe you're thinking of shifting your career, or shifting, like moving to another place, something like that. Like there's some kind of change that you're thinking about, that you're on the fence about, but you haven't yet done it. And with this coming out and this coming out together, you can create the life you want. Not all those who wander are lost coming out together is giving me this sense, and your higher self wanting to communicate that you have what it takes to make this change and to survive this change and to succeed at it. So if you think you're going to move to a different place and then things are going to go bad or something, like that's not going to happen. I feel like you've been thinking about changing something in your life. It could be something minor, something like changing your eating habits, or incorporating like 5 minutes of exercise every day, or 5 minutes of cardio, something like that. And it's like, do it. Your future spouse's higher self is strongly encouraging you, like, do it, make that change right now, because that's going to be very beneficial for you. And I feel like it's different for all of you. The change is different for all of you. For some of you, it's a physical change. For some of you, it's more of a mental or emotional change, where you decide not to be hard on yourself. Some of you are deciding not to hate yourselves, or not to deal with yourself when crisis comes, in a harsh way but in a kind way, to give yourself the same kindness that you give to others. And for the rest of you, it's more of a physical change, like a diet change, or like eating healthier, eating limited portions. Like it's really different for all of you, but make that change, because that change is going to allow you to create the life that you want. It's going to lead you on the path towards creating the life that you want. So let's see what zodiac signs we have. We have Cancer, of course, we have Aries, we have Scorpio, and we have Virgo. Nice, I like this energy. And for the love languages, you got quality time and physical touch. No wonder, because you have 2 water signs come out, which is the Cancer and Scorpio. And then you have quality time and physical touch seems to be like a good combination here. I'm going to hold it up just in case you want to read. I'm not going to read it, but you can take a screenshot or pause the video here if you want to read. Your future spouse wants to spend a lot of time with you. They want to spend a lot of time with you. I feel like they might just like snuggling or cuddling, with the physical touch coming out here. They just like being intimate with you, but it doesn't have to be sexual always. Like they just like to feel your skin. They just like to feel that you're there. Like they just like to feel your body. They just like to feel that a human being is close. Like they crave that connection and that warmth. And they are very grateful for you. From your future spouse, like your 3D future spouse, I'm sensing a lot of gratitude that wants to be conveyed to you. They're asking me to convey their gratitude to you just for existing. They're saying thank you for existing, pile 2. That's what they're saying. They're saying thank you for existing. And then from the higher self, I'm sensing like a lot of like love, almost like a maternal love, almost like, you know how like a parent watches their child, like that is how your higher selves watch you both. Like they are watching over you, they're protecting you, kind of like how guides watch over the person that they're assigned to. That's how they're watching over you. Very loving energy, very sweet energy, very beautiful energy. I'm going to show you what your painting looks like. Pile number 2. Listen to me. You're meant to be on top of the world. Now, I don't know what that means, but that is what I'm being asked to tell you. You're meant to be on top of the world. You just don't realize it yet, that you've got what it takes. And it's time that you realize it. And I feel like the higher self of your future spouse wants to communicate that strongly. They're like, tell them this, tell them this, tell them this. I'm like, okay, got it, I am. So this was it for your reading, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed. It's getting like really dark because it's evening here while I'm filming this. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe evening is like an important time because I usually don't mention that in my readings. So evening is an important time, or night time is an important time. Maybe you're a night owl, or maybe you're like a nocturnal creature. Or your future spouse might like to stay up at night and just talk to you and be with you. You guys are going to love each other and build the most beautiful relationship. This is going to be a relationship that's going to be one of the most beautiful relationships in your life. I wish you very, very best, my dear pile number 2. And I am open for personal reading, so if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by reaching out to me on my email, which is mystiquetarot28@gmail.com. I've mentioned it in the description, so you don't need to worry. You can just copy paste it from there. And thank you so much for being here with me, pile number 2. You seem like such a courageous, beautiful person, and it was an honor to do this reading. I thank you, your future spouse, the higher self of your future spouse, your spirit guides, my spirit guides, all of the cards, the painting, the water, and all of the elements that I used today. Thank you so much. I bow down in gratitude, and hopefully I will see you in my next reading. If not, I thank you so much for watching this one, my dear soul, and with that I take your leave. Bye. Hello and welcome, my dear loves. If you chose pile number 3, you chose this beautiful lavender wisteria. You chose pile number 3. And this is what your pile looks like. I'm going to unbox this soon, but first let me get into your painting. So I'm going to start with channeling any messages that want to come through for you from your higher self or your spirit guides or their spirit guides. Anything that wants to be communicated to you when you're watching this reading. I'm going to start with that. I'm seeing an S. I'm seeing an S, and I'm picking up a very peculiar color, which is this orange. A lock and key. I'm being shown a lock and key. Does that mean something to somebody? A lock and key. Interesting. I'm gonna take my other palette, which has gone bad. Your future spouse seems to be like a quiet kind of person. Like your pile number 1 and 2 had such a like a restless kind of energy, and there were so many messages coming through. I felt like I was not speaking fast enough, even though I was speaking really fast. And they'll probably have to like slow down the video to watch. But with you guys, I'm sensing a really peaceful and a really calm kind of energy, and that energy is similar. Like it's almost like your future spouse's energy is very similar to their higher self. Like there's almost no gap. Like it's very close. It's close. It's very close somehow. It's hard to describe it. I feel like they've gone through a lot to be this way, or to come this far in their spiritual journey to be able to say that. Oh my god. They just told me that they're flattered that I'm describing them like that. Whoa. I've never... Yeah. When I do these readings, like I usually pick up on messages and like things they want to say, but it's almost like the higher self of your future spouse is conscious and aware that I'm doing this reading, and they are directly communicating with me instead of you. Not to say that they don't want to communicate with you, but it's like they're aware that I'm doing this reading and they are speaking to me and to you like separately. Because when I usually do future spouse readings, I usually hear directly things that want to be communicated to the viewer. So I'll hear something like, I love them, I love you, I love you. And then me as a tarot reader in between, I'll say, okay, they're saying that they love you, right? And that's what I hear usually. But here, there's a very distinct conversation for you and for me. So maybe you guys are my highly spiritual kind of pile, my pile, or at least your future spouse is. I feel like you should have no problems connecting and communicating with them if you meditate yourself. I don't think you should have any problems. I'm just sensing a very calm energy here, a super calm energy. I feel like your future spouse is also going to bring back a lot of calm in your life. Now for the rest of the piles, I picked out the cards first, and that's what I'm gonna do with you. So I'm going to use this deck. This is the Moonology Manifestation deck. So let's get into it. Any messages, please? Messages from your future spouse's higher self, please. Very quick. They're giving me cards so quick. Like this is the easiest. Sometimes it's hard to get into the energy. Sometimes, you know, some people might not want to communicate since they might sense me as a foreign energy, right? So they don't want to communicate. Like some beings don't want to communicate. But your future spouse is like, here are the cards. Like they're very straightforward. Very ease. Like I'm sensing a lot of ease. Wow. New moon in Taurus. Know your worth. Okay, so the very first message that I'm getting that your future spouse's higher self wants me to tell you is that they are asking me to tell you to focus on yourself and to know your worth. To know your worth. Pile number 3. I don't know who you are, but I feel like you underestimate yourself. Your future spouse and your higher self are like, you know, like they nod like yes, and they nod like this. Like they are nodding like this. Like the moment I said that, they're like, yes, they need to. They need to know their worth. They need to know that they deserve better. They need to know that they deserve a better life. This is what the higher self and your future spouse, both of them, are saying. You need to know your worth. And they said to me with this card coming out first that this reading might be focused on you entirely or mostly, because They're saying that they don't want you to be obsessed with the idea of them, because they are coming and they are not an idea, they're a person. So they're saying that they don't want you to put in like too much time thinking about them. They want you to put that time thinking about yourself and thinking about like taking care of yourself. So if you are a woman, even if you're a man, like doesn't matter, gender doesn't matter, but like take the time to just take a day off, connect with your body, meditate, do some yoga, some light exercise. If you don't meditate, like be with yourself fully. You need to be with yourself fully, without cell phones, without distractions, like not eating, whatever you do in a day, be with yourself fully while you do it. And that's a message that is coming through strongly from your future spouse's higher self. Don't be disappointed that this reading is going to be mostly or entirely focused on you. That's what they're saying. Speak your world into being. I feel like there's a secret that both of your higher selves know that even I am not being told. But you are going to create something, like you are bringing something, like you are responsible for the birth of something. This could be an actual child, but I'm not picking up that it's an actual child for a lot of you. I feel like it's something that is maybe not tangible, maybe it's intangible. You are anyway, but you are responsible for birthing an idea or giving birth to something that is going to change the axis of the world in some way, that's going to shift the axis of the world in some way. Like it's something big, and I feel like it's something invisible, it's something intangible, and how you're doing this is by speaking it. Speaking your desires, speaking your needs, speaking your wants. Like what do you want in life? Like what do you want for the world? Do you want there to be more kindness? Then just speak that out. I want there to be more love in my life. I want there to be more love in this world. And I feel like, I don't know why, but your throat chakra is really powerful, and your future spouse's higher self also wants to emphasize that. They want to emphasize that yes, your throat chakra is very powerful. So be careful of what you speak, because whatever you speak is what is going to come into being. It's what's going to come into physical existence, if you will. So be careful. Like if you speak negative things, that might just come true. You know how they say be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. But here it's like be careful of what you speak, because it just might actually happen. Breathe through the tension. Then you have again, know you are loved. Wow. What do we have here? We have full moon in Taurus. Oh my god. Your first and last cards. Both of them are Taurus. Maybe that is why I was picking up like a calm energy, because Taurus people are usually very calm. Some people might mistake them for being introverts, but they are not. They are great foodies. They love fashion. They love like textures. They love to be in alignment with their senses, very in touch with their bodies too. Taurus people, yeah. And with the detoxify and know your worth coming out, I feel like you need to detoxify yourself out of all of like negative habits, or like taking care of your body, anything that's against your body, anything that's against your mind, anything that's against your heart. Are you speaking to yourself kindly? Are you speaking to your heart kindly? Are you eating well? Are you exercising well? Like take care of yourself on all levels. That is what your future spouse's higher self is coming through to communicate with you, that they want you to be your focus, basically. And you see how there's a new moon and a full moon, so it's like a whole cycle that's going, like from new moon to the full moon. It's like you are learning. They want you to learn how to shine like a goddess, right? They want you to focus on yourself. They want you to love yourself. They want you to speak your world into existence, like speak your desires. You might be very good at manifesting. This is also something that they're saying, like you might be really good at manifesting things in your life. I'm going to place this card here. With the know you are loved, this is a huge confirmation. And you see how the purple is kind of matching. The know you are loved is a huge confirmation that even though they're saying that this reading is going to be like focused on you and they want like you to focus on yourself, doesn't mean that they don't love you or that they don't wish to communicate with you. You know what I mean? Like, because sometimes you watch those future spouse readings and then they're like, oh, you need to love yourself, and it gets exhausting to hear that, you know. Yeah, but that's something that they want to convey. This is something that they want to convey. With the full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension coming out. Are you going through some kind of like a tower moment or a period of life where you don't know what you're doing, or like something is shaking your like feeling of stability or your feeling of safety, security? Like, they're asking you to breathe through the tension, and then you've got this. Like, they have a very calm way of dealing with things, your future spouse, right? Because again, Taurus people, like, nothing much disturbs them. Like, they don't even get angry easily, you know. Even though they are represented by the bulls, they do get angry, but like, it's anger that kind of builds up. And I feel like whatever you're going through, if you deal with it calmly, it will be dealt with quickly. That's what I'm getting. So for you, I had this, we are taking a look at what is inside now. So for you, I did pick out this beautiful, I cut out this paper that had this kind of print on it, and I had this purple paper for quite some time, but I didn't have anything that matches with it. And when I made it, I was like, wait a second, I don't really have anything that matches with it, because I used up all of the like purple paper that I had for the first pile that I did, the channel love letter box, where I actually opened like this box specifically, and I made these huge envelope boxes for that one. So for this one, I made this, and I realized like, okay, I don't have a paper. And then I was like, wait a second, I do. And I don't know how, but I found this paper, and wait, I'll show you. This is what it looks like now. So I literally had this paper, and I cut out the heart from this part right here. So this is like the sheet that's left. I don't have any more. And I realized that it's a perfect match. At first, I thought the purple wasn't going to match, because, you know, like, I don't like it when the colors don't match. Like, the shade has to be like perfect. And I thought that, oh, it was not going to be a match, but then I realized, wait a second, it's actually a perfect match, and it looks quite nice together. So I feel like you and your future spouse are going to be like an unexpected perfect match. Like, I feel like you might not expect that your future spouse is a perfect match to you, but they really are. And with the Gemini, which is usually the sign of twins, right? You see how these two are like sitting across from each other, fully focused on each other. That's how your relationship is going to be. Like, you're fully focused on each other's heart, you're fully focused on each other's mind, you're fully focused, like, you're present. There is a lot of presence in your relationship, or there will be a lot of presence in your relationship, where you guys are not doing things like watching a movie together, or, you know, like you guys are not distracting yourself with things or with shopping. Not that those things are wrong to do. I feel like you'll do them, obviously. If you're Taurus energy, you will. But you also take the time to get to know each other very well, to love each other very well, and make sure that you're feeling loved. And for them, it's a priority to make sure that you're feeling loved, and for you, it's a priority to make sure that they are feeling loved. So there's this feeling of both of you being very in touch and very tuned to each other. Now, everything that's going to come out of this envelope box is a direct message from your future spouse and your future spouse's higher self. So take everything as it resonates. Leave what's not resonating. If you don't like something that comes out, leave it. You don't have to claim it. All right? Now, let's get into it. And I put everything in this intuitively, so I don't like I don't fill these boxes myself. I ask Spirit, and I ask them to connect me to your energies, and that's how I fill these. So the very first thing that I'm seeing here is obviously this beautiful I do. Your future spouse will want to immediately marry you. Like, I feel like your future spouse's higher self sees you as marriage material, and they think that you are a perfect match for your future spouse. They think that you are like, there couldn't be more perfect. There couldn't be more somebody who's like better than you. I feel like you are perfect. Like you are the one. And it's almost like your higher self. You know how sometimes you meet like your partner's parents and they kind of want to make sure that you're good, like you have a good person for them and everything. And I feel like that's kind of like the energy of your higher self, the energy of their higher self, and their higher self is looking at you and it's like, yes, I know pile number 3 is a perfect match. Like there couldn't be anybody better than pile number 3. Sorry, I said pile number 2. You guys are pile number 3, right? Yeah, the lavender was pile number 3. Maybe you were attracted to pile number 1 and 2 as well. Always and forever. Your future spouse's higher self wants you to know that you are loved always, and that you were always loved. You just maybe forgot that, or maybe you didn't know that, or maybe you felt like you were not loved. There seems to be like, that is something that is a common thread here. Maybe you feel like your future spouse does not exist. You know, where are they? Do they even exist? I don't know if they do exist. They do. They exist. So we have never stopped dreaming, and everything I love is everything you are. Pile number 3, do you feel like you don't deserve your future spouse, or you don't deserve to have love? Now, if that is how you feel, your future spouse is adamant and coming through, and the higher self of your future spouse too, and they're coming through strongly and saying that that is not true. So please get that idea out of your head. Like this thing that you think that, like, am I good enough for my future spouse? You are good enough. You definitely are. With the know your worth and know you are loved, it's not a coincidence that these two cards have come out together. Know your worth. You deserve love. And know that you are loved. All right, pile number 3. Now we have, I'm glad you're in my life and I never want you to leave. Beautiful. Very sweet. I feel like your future spouse is going to be very, very sweet with you, like very romantic with you, very sweet with you. There is a very sensual kind of energy, not so much sexual, but a very sensual kind of energy here. It's okay to not be okay, pile number 3. I don't know why you need to hear that, but somebody here needs to hear that. It's okay to not be okay, pile number 3. If you need to take a rest, take a rest. It's not a crime to do that, okay? If you need to sleep, just sleep. It's all right. Just sleep. Okay, so you got a very, very unique message, okay? And these are actually cutouts from the envelope box that I was making, right? But I got this like intuitive feeling that it needs to be there needs to be some kind of message. So I made that. So we have please wait for me. This will resonate with whoever it's meant to resonate with. But yeah, this was the message. Please wait for me. And for the rest of the piles, there were separate messages on these cutouts that I did stick. For some of the piles, I stuck something, and then like this. So this is like pile number 2, and this is what their cutouts look like. So I did stick this message on the paper, and this is what their message cards look like. But for you, the message cards were very like linked. They were very clear about me writing this, and they were like, this is what you should write to me. That is what they said, and that's what I did. And there were 4 cutouts. Okay, there are no extra purple, lavender, this card cutouts. This card stock is like, there's a sheet of it left, and that's it. I don't have this card stock anymore. So these were the only 4 cutouts, and the words were so clear. It was like, please wait for me, and there were 4 words and 4 cutouts, so it fit perfectly. So I feel like there's some kind of like emphasis here, you guys being like a perfect match here. I feel like even you might not realize just how good of a match you guys are unless and until you meet them, but you guys are a really, really great match. So we have I love you today, tomorrow, and forever. Yes, 100%. They do. And one final message, then we will get into the zodiac signs. I have belonged to you since the beginning of time. Wow. This is so sweet. This is so beautiful. I'm going to place this in the center just so you can take a look at it. Your spread looks so beautiful so far. Pile number 3. I hope you can see that you're beautiful, and that, you know how they say that there's this phrase, I think, in English, and they say that I wish you could see yourself through my eyes. And that is the energy that I'm picking up here. They wish you could see yourself through their eyes. Like, you would see so much love, you would see bravery, you would see beauty, you would see balance, you would see structure, you would see everything that you are is everything that they want, and you're perfect for them. Your future spouse's higher self wants to say that you're perfect. You're a perfect match, both of you. They are a perfect match for you, and you are a perfect match for them. And I feel like that is why this has come out. I have belonged to you since the beginning of time. I feel like your souls, like, you see how it's falling just close to the Gemini card, where we have the twins here, like twin energy. So I don't want to say twin flames and all that, like, I'm not into all of that like terms, but you'll know, like, this is a soulmate connection. Like, this is one of the connections that is like a monumental connection of your life. I feel like your future spouse's higher self wants to communicate something more. So what is it? They're asking you to reconnect back with your heart. That's very interesting. I was just thinking of doing a reading, like messages from your heart, and like for the next reading, this was just an idea that I had. I have some more ideas as well. Like, would you guys like to see a reading like that? It's going to be a very unique and creative reading, as always. You know, it's going to have that mystique touch to it. But yeah, like, because reconnecting to your heart is so important, especially for people that have gone through a lot of trauma. Because within the body, it's the heart that stores all of that trauma. And so sometimes, you know, when you have a lot of anxiety, or when you have like a lot of fear, somebody is inflicting a lot of fear or pain, it's your heart. Like, it hurts in the chest. It's because the heart will literally store all of that in form of chemicals. And sometimes it's hard to get rid of the toxicity. So that is why you have detoxify. It is your heart that is in need of detoxification right now. It is not that you have done something wrong, or that, you know, you don't eat well or all that. Like, it's not your fault. It has nothing to do with you. I feel like this is an energy that you might have picked up unconsciously or unintentionally from other people that didn't have good intentions for you. And they have like try to taint you in some way, try to change you in a way that benefited them and not you, you know. And so your future spouse's higher self is telling me to tell you that you need to detoxify your heart specifically and your throat chakra. Your heart chakra and throat chakra seems to be prominent in this reading. So detoxify your heart chakra and throat chakra. These people were like snakes, like they really didn't have good intentions for you. I feel like for most of you, you're not surrounded by these people anymore, but it could be that the energy that you picked up could be something that is staying with you. Like, for example, somebody made you feel like you're not important enough, or that whatever work you do, it's not going to be significant, it's not important to anybody. And then you started to feel like, okay, maybe I really don't have worth, or maybe I have no value because I'm not doing anything valuable. And it's like, wait a second, hear yourself. Do you hear yourself? Like, these are not your words. This is not how you would talk to me or your friend. Like, you would never speak to me or any of your friends and be like, yeah, you're not valuable, or what you're doing is not important, because you have so much kindness and love within yourself. And I feel like it's time that you give that love back to yourself, and it's time that you belonged to yourself. And that is why I feel like this reading needed to be centered around you and needed to be focused on you, because your future spouse's higher self understands that they want the best for you, right? And what is best for you is that you start to put yourself first. Like, they don't want that kind of toxic pattern to be repeated with them, where you end up giving so much of yourself that you start feeling drained and the relationship becomes toxic, They want you to fill your own cup first. They want you to love yourself first. They want to pour within yourself first, so that when you guys do meet, it's a beautiful, beautiful union, and you guys are so happy with each other. And it's one of the healthiest, beautiful relationships of your life that you can have in your life. Wow, that was a lot that your future spouse's higher self wanted to communicate. I'm so glad that came through. Let's look at the zodiac signs. We have Libra. Of course. No wonder they're asking you to focus, on yourself, because Libra is literally the zodiac sign of relationships. And they are somebody who will compromise a lot, or who will make a lot of shifts and changes just to accommodate the other person. They are somebody who's constantly working on relationships. Like, they're one of the best people to have relationships with. Like, just so nice. Then we have Leo, and then we have you guys, we have Taurus coming out. And then your first card was Taurus, and then the last zodiac sign that came out. I didn't plan this, by the way. I didn't plan it. So we have Taurus again. How beautiful. I love it. So we have Leo and Taurus. And Gemini, Libra. Have you heard of the... No. Okay, cool. Okay. What I'm getting from these zodiac signs and these energies is that the more love you give to yourself, the better partner you become. And I feel like at the end of the day, your future spouse's higher self wants to communicate that to you. The love that you give to yourself is going to be reflected, and it's going to be returned back to you. They say that the love you give to others is what comes back to you, but it's not actually true. It's the love that you give to yourself that comes back to you. So they're asking me to tell you to, again, remember this reading as a sign that you should be focused on yourself, that you should be pursuing your dreams. Don't give up, because life with your future spouse is going to be an absolute paradise. It's going to be an absolute paradise. Also, I'm getting like a little bit of an 18 plus, but I'm not going to get into it here because I can't do that. I do have a lot of like 18 plus limited edition readings. If you're interested in purchasing any of them, do let me know. But yeah, that's completely optional. Like, you don't have to. But yeah, you can take a screenshot of this spread or this. This is what your future spouse is going to love doing with you. And Yeah, I think this was it for your reading. I hope you guys had fun, because I definitely had a lot of fun making these envelope boxes. Sometimes I don't even want to like take apart the spread, because the spread is looks so beautiful. And I'm so happy that you guys came across my channel. Thank you so much for being a part of my soul family. Please remember to put yourself first and love yourself and know your worth, and speak your wishes, your desires, your manifestations into existence, because universe will bring them back to you. And please take care of your heart as well, my dear pile number 3. You have such a sweet energy. If you have not subscribed, I hope you do, because I would love to have a soul like you become part of my soul family. Thank you so much. I bow down in gratitude and love. I thank all of your spirit guides. I thank all of the card decks that I used today. And this is what your painting looks like. Dried. Not fully dried. I mean, it's still a little bit wet, but yeah. This is what it looks like. An S. Maybe some of your names start with an S. Maybe like S is an important letter somehow. So yeah, I will see you in my next reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by emailing me on mystiquetarot@28@gmail.com. I'll leave it in the description, so you can just copy paste it from there. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in my next reading. If not, I thank you so much for watching this one. As always, I'm sending you so much love. Pile number 3, you are so loved and so cherished and so divine. Please remember that. And your higher self, your future spouse's higher self, is saying bye to you. And lastly, they're saying that they love you, and to never forget that they exist and that they're taking care of you, they're protecting you from like the angelic realm, and that they love you. Okay, so bye pile number 3. I hope you had fun watching this one. Bye.